How you doing? So, welcome back to Cooking with Chef Dan Danny. I just finished packing up all the rest of that meat there that I made in the last video. Clarified butter and storing food. Um, it's good to know to store your food. So I went to the grocery store, and when I go to the grocery store, I often look for a little treat for myself, and often it is shrimp because I love shrimp. Don't get to eat it too often, but once a week, once every 2 weeks, if I go to the grocery store, there's a very good chance that the Loblaws on MacArthur is going to have 50% off some skewers of shrimp. So that's what I did. I bought shrimp, and they were $2. Bazinga, bazinga! See, so you get two skewers, 50% off, and I got times two. So they were $4 each, 50% off, so they were $2 each. So I got four skewers for $4. It's $1 each, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shrimp on each. So since I'm making one more video after this, I'm just going to make one on this video and one on Meta. I just want you to see how easy it is to cook raw shrimp. Okay? Shrimp from raw. So I'm going to put one away. I'm going to make steak at the same time. I'm going to take one out. And a piece of this filet mignon. Boom. And a piece of this filet mignon, because I bought steak today and I put the filet mignon on the side, which is the best part of the steak, on the side, and I cut up the rest of it to make portions for future steak dinners. All right. Now, I'm really hungry. I'm not going to bother cutting up pieces of garlic and shallots and onions and all that stuff. I don't even think I'm going to put rosemary and thyme, which you should probably do when you're making this. But what I do have is an oil that is infused with garlic and those savory, wonderful things. And this specific oil will boil at a higher smoke point. So, like when you're making shrimp, it's good to use an oil that burns at a higher smoke point. All right, which is it takes more heat to burn the oil. That's what I mean. It's like clarified butter, right? That's what we talked about in the last video. Clarified butter, how to make it, how to make the brown butter. It's not that hard, right? If you watch the video at the beginning, roughly, I know it's a long video, it's like an hour long, but I talked about it around the beginning. So I mean, you can fast forward a little bit, you'll find it, you'll see it. So this beautiful filet mignon, look at those beautiful lines in there. You see that fat lines? That's taste. And this is a filet mignon. It doesn't have any lines in it, but it is one of the best parts of the steak. So we're going to cook that up at the same time as I'm cooking the shrimp. It should take like 2 seconds to cook. Like when the shrimp are done, it will be done. So I'm going to cook it all together. And I'm going to cook in a little pan. I'll show you the pan. Don't go anywhere. Okay. Here's my little pan. It's not a big pan. Just a little pan. It's just enough to fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 shrimp and 2 filets mignon of steak in there. Okay. My infusion. This is really nice. You know, it's a garlic and and ginger mixed together. You see it with all this light. There it is. Stir fry, oil, mix, garlic and ginger in there. You see that? Now, they started selling this, I don't know how long ago, but I never saw it until like 2 months ago. So when I bought it, it's only a couple of bucks. I mean, you wouldn't cook eggs with it, but you cook with shrimp with it, definitely. And it's got a really nice scent, and will infuse um, into the shrimp and the steak when I cook it. So I'm going to put that on. Hot pan, hot oil. That is the motto. Right, so I'm going to put that on. I'll turn my light on. I don't think you'll be able to, well, I'll bring it over to you so you see it. But I have limited camera ability. So I'll have to kind of, show you from here. All right, so it's all going to get cooked together, so I'm not really worried about any cross-contamination or anything. I am at home, and it's not the same as being at a restaurant where you would wash your hands about 100 times a shift and not forget to do such things. All right. Oh, the shrimp smells absolutely wonderful. All right. Take that off. And here we got our shrimp kebabs. Okay, and they are raw, totally raw shrimp. You see the color of them. That is not pink. Okay, so they're not pink when they're raw. All right, and I'm going to take them off the skewer. So I'm just going to push down like that, and they're all going to come off like that. Pop, 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 pop. Okay, and then you got a skewer, and you can save that for later to make a shish kebab or something like that for your hubby, and or your babe or whatever, your date. And we'll do the other one just like that. You want to clean them. Don't forget, stick them in the water to be cleaned. We're going to wait a couple of seconds. That should be almost ready over there. And yeah, you put the even with the little ends here, you throw the ends in too. If there were any bigger and you wanted to do something special, you could cut the ends off. You could do that. You can do that for people. When I was working at one place, the ladies would come up to me and ask me to cut that part off before I sautéed them. So I did, no big deal, and I always did it for them that way, and they loved it. So that should be any second now. Now this is raw. I'm going to say it again. This is raw shrimp. Okay, it's not cooked. It's not pink. When it's cooked, it'll be pink. Okay. Can I turn this a little bit so you can kind of see me? A little bit. You can see me over there. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're going to throw this in. And you're going to put them in so that one shrimp is just touching the other shrimp. And you're going to put them in a clock manner. So 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Okay. So if you look at a clock, the clock is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You're going to put a shrimp at each. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way around the pan. You're going to salt and pepper your filet mignon or your steak on both sides, and then you're going to put it into the pan away from you. You set it into the pan away from you like that. That way the splash of the oil, it splashes away from you. Right? Right. Okay. I'm going to take out my my tweezers. My tweezers. Okay, now you don't have to have tweezers. You can just do it with a fork or something like that. I like using my tweezers because these things were like $30. Any chance I get to use them, I use them. All right. Oh, it smells so good. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. Maybe you can see it. Maybe you can't. I don't know. So I'm going to flip over every shrimp now because the bottom is getting pink. Okay. All the way. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, rock. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, rock. We're going to rock around the clock tonight. We're going to rock, rock, rock around the clock. Stick that back on there. For anybody who doesn't know what kosher salt is, this is your kosher salt. It doesn't look like real salt, okay? This is kosher salt. I don't know if it's Jewish, but it's definitely really good salt. You pour a little bit of salt. The granules are a little bit bigger than regular salt. The taste is amazing when it comes to meat, when it comes to a lot of things. Throw that on there. All right. I'm going to turn my meat over a little bit. And it really doesn't take that long. It's pretty much done now. Got so much stuff in here, it's falling all over the place. Okay, so I got my plate. You can see this has only taken a couple of minutes. Hardly any time at all. And it is ready. Plug that in here. All right, so count another few minutes. Yeah, it's about done. Walk over. Pan a little bit of shake. Pour it in. Right. And that's it. And this is dinner. I mean, that's as simple as that. The steak is beautiful. It's dripping with wonderful essence of oil. The shrimp are now pink. You can see it's pink now. I know there's a lot of light. One of these days I'll get a better camera, set that up really well. So now, when you go to eat it, you know, you can take a bite of the first piece. I haven't eaten all day. Oh, so good. And then what you're doing is you're pulling, you're biting this piece here, but you're going to pull it out of the shell here. Just like that. Okay? Comes right out. Just pull it out. Just like that. That is amazing. Okay. So, you don't need these. I just like using them. They're really good for when you're working at the restaurant. So if you do or planning to work in a restaurant, buy these, especially if you work with shellfish. So good. I'm going to show you how to shuck some oysters one day. See, it came right out of the shell, no problem. So, on that note, that's it. Just wanted to cook something for you. And just make a video on cooking shrimp because, you know, some people are afraid of shrimp. You know, they'll see it at the store, they'll see it's raw, and they'll think, oh my, it's so difficult for some reason. I don't know how to cook it. But it's really that easy. I mean, it's not like you got to boil it for 20 minutes or something like that. You don't have to be afraid of shrimp. All right. frozen shrimp, you don't have to be afraid of that too. A frozen shrimp in the bag, it can be frozen for 8 months, 6 to 8 months, and it won't hurt the shrimp. The shrimp will still be good. I wouldn't be surprised even longer if you Googled it. I've had shrimp encrusted in, in freezer burn, and it still tasted good. I know it's terrible, but it still didn't taste that bad. I mean, shrimp lasts forever in the freezer. So, um, so there it is. Enjoy your shrimp. Go buy some at the store. Don't be afraid to buy it. Don't be afraid to buy it cooked. Don't be afraid to buy it uncooked. It just takes a few minutes. If you're buying it cooked, just throw it in a pot with some water in it. Put it to boil. A few minutes later, it should be done. I'll show you how to make the sauce for shrimp. It's can be done with ketchup. It's really that easy. A little bit of mix, and you'll love it too. It's really that simple. You can buy it as well, the sauce for the shrimp, and but I mean, I prefer making it personally. I prefer making everything. I mean, I make the dressing for my salad, for goodness sakes, and I might actually bring that up on the next video, how to make some salad dressing, or maybe how to make mayonnaise or something like that. Mayonnaise is the first time I made it in college. I almost messed it up because I wasn't whipping it, properly. And the chef comes over to my table. He grabs my bowl and he starts whipping it like this, And I was so embarrassed, but he's right. I mean, you do it this way. And surprisingly enough, I never messed up mayonnaise after that. I had to make it several times in cooking class, and I never messed it up. So, mayonnaise can be good. Oh yeah. So can hummus. Hummus is a beautiful thing to make with some pita bread. Mm. We'll get into that. We will get into that, I promise. And so for now, I'm going to make the second half of this shrimp on Meta, and please feel free to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think or what I should make. And I will seriously think about doing it in my next video, or the video after that, or the video after that. I have one person that wants me to make some steak, flank steak. I met him at the grocery store today, and I think it's a great idea. Just come up with something, recipe for it, and I will work it out. I will come up with a recipe for it. Yeah. So many things you can do with steak. I love steak. Oh. And nothing wrong with being a vegetarian. And we're going to get to vegetarian food as well. I mean, there's a lot of good vegetarian foods out there. So don't think that I'm just going to be just going to be carnivorous here and only teach meat foods. I mean, one of my favorite meals is a ratatouille. And you make that with ratatouille is a wonderful thing. And so I'm going to make a ratatouille. Yeah. I like to make them all the same size. I make a very nice color arrangement going around in a circle like that. Ratatouille, like the movie with the little characters there. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. Bye-bye.